Hey, Christians, religion and spirituality are incompatible. Completely incompatible. I know it's the new thing for y'all to be running around saying you're spiritual and you're not religious, that you have a relationship and you're not religious. Let me break down language a little bit for you guys and why you're claiming that. You see, I'm 51, almost 52 years old. I've been around for just long enough to see the difference. You see, religion is a system of worship and with rituals and commandments and a process to which you give honor or worship to some deity. It's filled with laws and things of that nature. All right, so that's religion. You got to follow the ritual. You got to go to church on Sunday. You got to take the sacraments. You got to pray a certain way. You got to dress a certain way. You got to have certain festive holidays and things of that nature. Those are religious types of events. That's religion, right? Now, through that religion, y'all claim that you have a relationship. Okay? Now, you claim you have that relationship because you have a self-experience with that deity, but it's based on you participating in those types of rituals and following those books. See, if you got a book that outlines the process, that outlines what you have to do and not have to do, then that's a religion. So you got religion. Spirituality is releasing all things that you have previously been taught, everything around you that you think you know, emptying your cup, and then experiencing and learning about your connection with source through understanding self. It is going within that you gain spirituality, understanding self, coming to a point of self-actualization based on whatever process that works just for you, whatever works for you. Walk around in the grass barefoot, sit in a room quietly, walk around in a crowded room full of people talking, and zoning them out and finding the peace and tranquility within that. Watching a waterfall, looking at a bird fly around, finding it within yourself, reading and studying and then contemplating things for yourself in relation to the entire spectrum. Spirituality. It is without religion and worship. It is without rituals that you must follow. That's spirituality. But let me give you a little bit of history on it. Just in my little short life. You see, when I was growing up as a kid, nobody was running around talking about how you gotta have a relationship with Jesus. You didn't hear people talking about a relationship with Jesus. When I was a teenager, there was no relationship with Jesus. Nobody was talking about that. That wasn't the common thing. Very few people were talking about that. There may have been a few here and there. Can't claim I saw everybody, heard everybody. But it was not a mainstream conversation. It was about having religion. It was about keeping the Sabbath. It was about taking the sacraments. It was about worshiping that bread, that wine. It was about all those things, bearing your cross and all those sorts of things. But then in the 80s and the 90s, we started having these people, the David Koreshes, the Falls Gates, all these different religious people committing suicide in these ritualistic cult experiences that were attached to Christianity. We started seeing all of that. When those things happened, religion had to go out the door. The term religion started being synonymous with crazy. So people stopped using the term religion. And they started talking about having a relationship. I got to have a relationship. You have to have a relationship with God, a relationship with Jesus. If there is a God to which you guys are claiming, that God, just like any God, would be unknowable and undefinable. You barely know yourself. You barely know your husband, your wife, your spouse, your kids, your family members. And you have a tenuous relationship with them at best because you barely know them. And that relationship, even if I say tenuous at best, you might have a deep relationship with them. But even in the depths of that relationship, you don't know them. You don't fully know them. They got thoughts that go on in their mind that you would find obscene. They would be abhorrent to you. You have thoughts that go on in your own mind that you find abhorrent. You barely know yourself. You barely know your family, your friends, those who are close to you. And you have a relationship with them that can easily falter. The right events happen, the relationship is over. But you want to claim to have a relationship with a being that is unfathomable, unknowable. You have no relationship. The relationship that you're having is the relationship within yourself or the confines of the religion that you follow. You have a religious relationship. So it's an impossibility. But you cannot be spiritual where there are no rituals, there are no rules of engagement. There is no looking outside yourself, but looking inside yourself. But all the while in your religion, your relationship, you're looking outside yourself. It is impossible to be spiritual and be religious, or be spiritual and have relationship at the same time. Stop using the term because you're not using it right. But I understand the more and more y'all use it without it being challenged, the more and more you think it's the truth. So find you another word. Just like y'all messed up the word woke. Now you want to mess up the word spiritual. Find you a new one. Just y'all already messing up. You're messing up energy. You're messing up raising your kundalini. You're messing up all these things because you want to take them and make them your own and make them fit into your narrative. Quit copying people. Get your own stuff. You have it. It's called religion. That's what you got. You got religion.